These fields will be a bit quieter now as Alberta pauses approvals for new large renewable energy projects. The province says it's reviewing how new wind and solar projects change the power grid and the landscape.
We have a lot of sun, we have a lot of wind, and we know that we're an attractive place to land for that. So let's just make sure that the ground rules are clearly established.
Alberta is attracting billions in renewable energy and has the third largest power grid in Canada. But there are concerns from farmers about using land that could be growing food. Another concern, what could happen if a company abandons the solar panels or turbines in a province that's already dealing with orphaned oil and gas wells?
You drive down the highway, you see these turbines and everything, but boy, when they come into your backyard, these turbines are a fifth of a kilometer high. You start to look at things differently.
Alberta says 15 projects are affected. Other estimates from a Canadian think tank say it's 90. Anything under 1 megawatt can still be built during the freeze, minuscule compared to the project proposals on the table.
It is entirely possible to have, food security, to protect our wildlife, and to have solar at the same time. We don't need to be at odds. We don't need to be fighting amongst ourselves.
This expert is concerned with what message the pause could send about Alberta and its commitment to cutting pollution.
The irony struck me initially that we've been talking for years about cumulative effects, unfunded environmental liabilities in the landscape for oil and gas, and the idea that the government would stand in the way of any kind of economic development, let alone economic development on private lands, until they sort of figured things out. Would be unfathomable.
Alberta's Utilities Commission is starting their review right away. A report on those ground rules for projects is expected by the end of March. Elise Von Schiel, CBC News, Calgary.